Hello everyone, this is Miss Kayla again with the Coopersville Area District Library for another adult craft night video. We are sticking to our theme of book page crafts this year just because we have lots of book pages that we can use, so it's an easy craft for us. Today we will be making these 3D snowflakes. They look very difficult, but I promise they are not. They're pretty easy. You can use any kind of paper. We just obviously chose to use book pages. It just has to be a square. Obviously, the bigger your square, the bigger your snowflake's going to be. The smaller the square, the smaller your snowflake is going to be. I did get away with using regular glue, which is regular weight printer paper, but if you are using anything heavier, like a book page or anything thicker, you will need hot glue just to make it stick together. So with that, we will start. I will just let you know what supplies you will need, and then I'll get into the tutorial. So the supplies you will need for this craft are, like I said, some paper squares. Of course, I'm using old book pages. Mine are 4 by 4 inches just because that's the size I had left over from our paper rose class, which if you'd like to learn how to make those, the best way to find it is just search YouTube for Coopersville Area District Library, and it'll be there under our craft videos. Like I said, you can use any other paper if you want to use scrapbooking paper to get some nice patterns on there, or magazines, that works too. I just suggest using hot glue for anything sturdier than printer paper, just because it has a better hold. You will also need a pencil, not for writing, really you just need something round to help you curl the first layer of the snowflake arm. You'll need some scissors, just good enough to cut paper, and then of course your glue. I have hot glue here. So I will show you how to start your snowflake. You're going to take one of your paper squares, and you're going to fold it corner to corner so you get a triangle there. And it doesn't need to be perfect, really, as long as your corners there line up, you should be fine. So you have one triangle, you're going to fold it again just so you get a smaller triangle there. Line up your corners. I try to have a nice crease right down the middle to that tip there. And now that you have that, this is the part that actually confused me the most when I first started, so watch carefully, and you can always rewind if you need to, but you are gonna have your triangle, so here's the edge here, and it opens this way. And what you're gonna do, here's the long edge. You take your scissors, and you're gonna cut 3 strips, try to make them kind of even, but if they're not, it still looks fine. So you're gonna do, there you go, there it opens again. Here's the long edge. You're gonna cut up almost to the end there. So I'm gonna do one there. There's your long cut almost to the end, but not quite. You don't wanna cut it off. There's my second one. And then you're gonna do a little one right there. And if you did it correctly, it should open up. And you end up kind of with almost diamonds there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of diamonds. And I'll show you again just because that was the most confusing part for me there. Take your square of paper, fold it in half from one corner to the other corner. You have your triangle. You do it again so you end up with a smaller triangle. And then you open up like this. Here's the longest edge. You're going to take that. Here's the fold. And then you're just going to cut your long cut there almost to the end. You're going to do your middle cut there almost to the end, and then one smaller cut almost to the end. So there's that. Like I said, when you open it up, you should have almost like diamond shapes there. And if you didn't, just rewind and try again. I have a few done here just because I didn't want you to sit here and have to watch me do the same thing a few times. So you need 6 of those in total to do the snowflake to end up looking like that example one there. So do that a total of 6 times so you end up with your 6 triangles with the almost diamonds in them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take those, you're going to open one up. What you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil or your pen, really whatever small round thing you have here, and this is where it helps out just to help you fold that one, especially with the first layer. It's helpful if you kind of curl it up first, and really you just need these two corners there to line up. And you take your glue, you put a little dot in there, just enough to help it stick together. Work quickly with your hot glue because it dries quickly, but then you just push them together. You hold it for a few seconds. And you just kind of end up with the inner diamond just kind of curled in on itself. You got almost a cylinder there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over so that one you just did is now facing down. Be careful not to squish it. But then you're just going to do the same with the next layer. Get my glue gun tail out of the way there. These ones are easier, so you don't really have to curl it beforehand, but you just stick a little dot of glue there just to help it stick. You're going to take that opposite corner there and just fold it in. Hold it for a few seconds. Then you end up with another cylinder going the other way. Then we're going to take that one, we're just going to flip it again, so that one's face down. Do the same thing with the next layer. Just a little dot of glue there. And just hold those together for a few seconds. So pretty much you're just ending up with like bigger cylinders on each side, and each one is just facing the opposite way of the one before. So we have one more, so we're just going to flip that over again. See if my glue gun wants to cooperate here. Take that one. Ooh, that was a big dot of glue there. Just take that and hold that together for a few seconds. Take some time to get all your little hot glue tails off of there. And that is one arm of the snowflake there. So when you're done, it should look like that. It's pretty much just cylinders going the opposite direction there. Now put that one aside so I can show you just one more time with that. Gotta make sure I have enough here. Okay, so I'll show you one more. So it's another one that we've already cut. You open it up, you got your almost diamonds there. Take your pencil or your pen or whatever else you found to help you fold it, and you just kind of curl that one up first to help you there. Just a little dot of hot glue to help it stick. Get your tails out of there. Stick it together and hold it for a few seconds. Once that's good and stuck there, sometimes you just kind of, ooh, got stuck to my pencil there. There we go. Flip it over so that one's now face down. You just take your next layer there. Same thing, just a dot of hot glue. Hold it together. This one helps kind of, if you stick your finger in there, it kind of helps it curl up better. Get rid of all your glue tails. Alright, do the same thing again. Flip it over. The next layer. A dot of glue. Stick them together. Hold it for a few seconds just so your glue holds. Flip it over and do it with the last layer there. And there. And there you go, you got another arm of your snowflake there. So I made a few before, so I have my 6 total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So once you have your 6 there, you're ready to stick your snowflake together. And so what you're gonna do is, it really doesn't matter, I've done ones where you I just kind of go by the little one there. You can have them facing together and just do every other one opposite, or you can make them all facing the same way if you want. I'm just going to do all of mine facing the same way to make it easy right now. But what you're gonna do, now that you have your 6 arms, is you are going to take your glue gun again. You're just gonna stick them all together. So you're gonna do it here. And then you're just gonna stick them on the bottom corner there. Just enough so it stays. And then what you're gonna do is kind of stick them together in the middle here too, and that's a little harder, but it's not too difficult. Really just pick a side. Pick a side, put a glob of glue on there. And again, you don't need a ton. That was probably more than I need there. And then you're just gonna kind of squish them together in the middle. And then really all you're gonna do is just do that all the way around. So we'll take our next one, and I'm having my little ones facing the same way just because it's easy. And I'm actually gonna stick it on this single one here just to make it a little easier to move around. Just stick it in the middle. Really, they're all just gonna meet in the middle, all 6 of them. Hold it for a second. Get all my extra glue tails off of there. And we're going to glue them together in the middle too. That one. So as you can see, we already have half of it. Like I said, it looks easier than the finished product makes it look. It's really not that difficult. But then we're going to do our next one. So we're on our 4th one here. My hot glue gun does not like to cooperate today. There we go. Stick that one in the middle too. It's a little harder as you go, but it's not fine or not too bad. Kind of helps that I'm desensitized to hot glue guns. My fingers really don't feel it anymore. All right. And there's the middle part there. So I'm just going to stick some on there. Squish those together so they stick. And I just have 2 more. Here. Stick it to the middle. As you can tell, they kind of bend in the middle just because you keep sticking more and more layers on. It does get a little more difficult to move them around, so you might have to do some adjusting as you go along, but as long as you don't end up squishing your arms, you should be good. Just that one in the middle again. All right, and then here's our last one. I'm just going to make sure that way there. Hold it on there, and then this one you're going to glue the ones on either side. So you glue it here. That side. And then you're going to glue it to that one too, just so it kind of makes the full circle there, so you end up looking like a real snowflake. It's a little difficult to line up, but again, not too bad. You blow on it a bit to help it dry. So when you're done, it helps, especially if you're using hot glue, to go and pull off all those little hot glue cobweb things there. But that is basically it. So you end up with your snowflake there. They do just kind of end up curved to one side, but it looks fine from either side. As you can tell with the example, I said you can either use, just leave it like that, stick it around for decoration. This one we actually hung up in the children's room at the library. So what I did is I just punched a hole at the top of one of the arms, put some fishing wire on there, and we just hung it up. They're really nice. You know, if you got a little breeze, they twirl. What's really good about them is they are good for all winter. And then as long as you don't squish them when you store them, you should be able to use them again, or you can just make it, you know, a yearly fun craft. It's fun with kids if you can, you know, make sure you supervise them with the glue and the scissors. But it's, you know, it's really fun. It's really impressive. It looks, you know, very difficult, but as you can, you know, tell from the video, it's really not that hard once you know what you're doing. So I hope you have happy crafting. If you have any questions, you can always call the library. Our phone number is 837-6809. You can ask for Kayla, that's me, because I am the one who knows how to do these, or you can always email us and I can send you the tutorial I used if you're more of a, you know, a static picture person, or if you want written out directions, or you can always, you know, watch this video as many times as you want. And this is a fun one to, you know, get together with your family, your friends, and make them. With that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you have happy crafting. Thank you.